All the disrespect before you play back, button check. Button check.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful morning. We got the hot topics. We definitely got some hot ones today, and the hot clips. The links and chapters are down below if you guys want to skip around to a certain subject. And as always, we got the hot topics. Definitely got the hot topics today, and the hot Cheetos. I don't know. Hot clips. Why the hell can I not remember hot clips? And as we always say, hope your day is going good because it's about to get better. Let's go.
ターンを奪うことに成功はしています。しかし山口選手のこの前歩き、画面端は出させないというところでしたが、強化ストライク、なんとかアリス選手画面端を脱出。さらにデルタドライブあと一発分残っています。これはさらにデルタドライブあと一発分残っています。マジか。すごい。確かにそうですね。剣はタッチ着パンチ有利フレームが長いですから、ノーキャンでいけますね。確かに。
Dodge ninja, dodge ninja, dodge ninja, dodge ninja, dodge ninja, donc t'as dodge ninja, capte tortue d'enfer dans la vie, chevalier des cahiers, défini. Mais quand il s'agit de s'amuser, fini la paix, on est là pour rigoler.
All right, and now into the next set of buttons that need to be checked. This one comes to us right here from a young man by the name of Shadow X Law at Shimmy FGC. The profile's on the screen, link in the description field. As always, give him a follow, give him some love. He presented a very, very interesting hot take the other day on social media, set the damn scene ablaze. Some people agree, some people disagree, and everybody was very strong in their damn opinions. Let's get it. So before we read the tweet, keep in mind all the stories that have been talked about, or, you know, the discussion around Punkdagawd recently, right? Just this last week, I think his name has come up twice, like in our episodes, because, you know, he's been very verbal, very salty and whatnot. Some people love the passion. Other people saw it as him simply being a sore loser or a crybaby and like, yo, you got to stop doing that. So this kind of comes from all of that, you know, that energy that we've been seeing lately. He posted this saying, inconvenient truth, Punk is basically low-tier God with top-tier skills. Y'all basically let this fool rock because he pressed good buttons. Such is the oligarchy of the FGC. I can see why people dipped from this shithole hypocritical madness. All right, now could we unpack this? And I'm gonna show the tweets on the screen because obviously always two sides of the coin, right? You got some people agreeing with it. Some people saying like, yo, facts. Finally, somebody speaks the truth, or they've been waiting for something like this. Like I said, some people agreeing, but you see a lot of people disagreeing as well, very strongly. You know what I'm saying? Like either this is the worst shit we've ever heard, this is a horrible take, how could you even compare the two, or this is a reach, basically. Like, yo, no, you cannot compare these guys. Oh, and quick shout out right here to the homie tagging me in this video right here. Much love. So right here, somebody by the name of Shima at Napper Edwards says, worst take I've seen in a minute. Shadow X Law sees that and responds right here saying, take two people with similar levels of toxicity, only difference is world-class skill level. One gets a slap on the wrist while the other is banished to the shadow realm. That's how the FGC at large operates. Edward sees that and responds again saying, I do agree with that for sure and everything else you said, but there are glaring differences between LTG and Punk. And I think that's the point, right? Because some are taking it like, yo, I mean, we kind of see what you're saying, but like this comment right here saying, hold up, we're comparing general salty and poor behavior to checks notes, racism, sexism, doxing, harassing, threats, telling people you're going to have your community R-word them in great detail. And that's off the top of my head. Just say you don't like Punk and be done. And it continues on, I think, in that point mainly, right? You can see the comments right here. People can say like, well, there's a difference. There's a difference between being a quote unquote asshole or crybaby and somebody that does all this crazy deep ass shit, this rage, you know what I'm saying, known as, like the other dude said, being transphobic or racist or doxing people, you know, there's different levels to this. So that's why you can see a lot of people saying it's a terrible take, like, yo, we simply don't agree with this. So as you can imagine, this just kind of keeps going, you know, one comment after another. Shadow X Law sees this and responds once again, saying, I see I got all of Punk's beef riders riled up. I'm gonna bow out. I said my piece. Anything else, I'm gonna get an okay dude, or you're gonna get an okay dude from me. Again, being skilled does not entitle one to be a whiny little bitch. So there it is, ladies and gents. Let us unpack this now. I mean, that is a hot take. You know, some people I think use the word, you know, just like too free nowadays, and they're not really giving hot takes. This right here, I would say, is a hot take, because anytime you compare anybody to the man known as LTG, that shit is a hot take. Especially, of course, what I'm referring to, if it's someone like Punk, you know, you got a pro player. He's known to talk that shit. Like I said, we talk about how some people, it seems like a lot of people in the community have been very vocal about him lately, just saying like, yo, he's whiny. And people have known that, right? Like we said, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Sometimes he's crying, like literally crying. Other times he's like talking about how much he loves the game and the people in the community. He does show appreciation. So like you get the good and the bad. You get it all. Like he is not hiding who he is, and a lot of people simply respect that. But like we said, on the flip side, people are just like, yo, if you're gonna be a pro player and stop making excuses for every time you seem to lose, especially online. But now when it comes to comparing this man to somebody as infamous as LTG, that's like, you know, like we said, a hot take. What do y'all think, man? Here's what I say, and y'all of course don't have to agree with me. I always say on this channel, that's what we do, we keep it real. So I promote disagreeing. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to disagree. I feel like we got to a place where people just forgot how to disagree and still be cool. Here's what I say. I disagree with this statement. And the reason why is because I've been around long enough, like many of you, to see some of the deep shit, to see some of the pure hatred, just intolerable shit that LTG has done. Then when I come to the Punk side, I could see the comparison as far as like either when you want to say being a crybaby or you want to say making excuses, but the only difference is Punk has them world-class skills. What I'm trying to say is I could see the comparison that he's making. Then he like puts the nail in the coffin, like swings for the fence right here when he says basically being super good doesn't give you the right to be a whiny bitch. Do you agree with that? Do you all agree with that? Like, yo, at the end of the day, we don't care how good you are. No, it can kind of be compared to Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, he made excuses for the last 2 losses, and some people are finally looking at that dude like, man, stop being a whiny little bitch and just take the L. But other people are like, yo, that's his character. He's the villain. He's supposed to talk like that. Do you think the same thing for Punk? Or you're like, no, there's no excuse. Stop being whiny. Ooh, I think this is a good comparison. You know, I don't really give good comparisons, but I think that may be a good comparison, and I'm saying the word comparison way too much right now. So back to what I was thinking. Let me know what y'all think about that. But back to as far as my opinions on this statement, the reason why I can see where he's coming from, but the reason why I disagree ultimately is because the level of the shit that this other man has got himself into and said and done in the past, I just think like, man, you got to do, Punk would have to do a whole lot more to be on that level. When it comes to the Punk side, I think a lot of the stuff he does is entertaining because a lot of times he'll keep it in the game. You know what I'm saying? As far as like not making excuses or making excuses for the L's or anything like that, I think that also plays into part of his character and like what people actually like about him. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of bringing the hype, bringing the salt. Either way, it equals entertainment. The only thing that I think kind of falls off is when like he has a tendency to talk shit to players, and we've seen it many times where he will get outside of the game. He will get personal. He'll talk about how broke they are, put your bank account up against mine, you're a loser, you were this. Like he'll get super personal so you would think like, yo, you're lucky people ain't swinging right now. Because like we said earlier, there's a difference in trash talk keeping it in the game, right? But once you go outside the game, start calling people a little bitch, you talk about their wives or how poor they're losers and all shit outside the game. I mean, shit's outside the game. You might get outside the game reactions. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I've seen from Punk that where I've been like, oh, that's a little low blow. That's a low blow. Maybe you should not do that, because that stops being entertainment at that point. But like I said, that's just me. It's okay to disagree. Let me know if y'all disagree, you know what I'm saying? Because when I've seen with Punk, I actually like a lot of the stuff he does. I think it's very entertaining. I think it's very good for the FGC. But there's little stuff here and there where you're just like, And all in all, it's one of those things. You can't, there's fine lines, there's gray lines and black and white and all this other stuff. So it's kind of like, if you're gonna have it, you're gonna have it. People are not gonna be perfect and be able to be inside the lines all the time. Sometimes they're gonna go a little over, and it's like, at the end of the day, what you gonna do? So that it is, ladies and gents. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for all the amazing love. Definitely let me know how you feeling in Punk comparison to LTG. Definitely let me know, man, what y'all think about this. Definitely, man, we had some really good topics today, man. Saying that, see y'all soon. Love you forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe!
Jan!
Whoa, it worked!
Feel that? What power? He's the one, all right.